What's happening? I hope you guys are having a good day. I wanted to share some things with you that I found out about Netflix and Netflix password sharing. It looks to me like Netflix has put an end to password sharing. They're basically going to start blocking you from sharing your password with just any and everybody who will use it. And I'm going to sort of let you guys know what the details are and what I've been reading and why I think Netflix is going hard on the password sharing issue. So get comfortable, buckle up your seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm your friendly neighborhood finance professor. On the Black Financial Channel, we talk about Black wealth and Black economics every day, sometimes as much as 10 times a day under one condition. The condition is that we are Black first. Black first means we are B1. B1 means that we educate our kids. B1 means that we break generational curses. B1 means that we invest for our future. B1 means that we prepare our children to beat out everybody else's children. Our kids are going to be on top of their game. If you agree with this philosophy, put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat. I need you to have a vision for your life. Put a hashtag B and the number one in the chat. Intelligent Black people only. Anyway, let's hop into this. How many of you, give me a yes or no. Let's do a confession right quick. How many of you share your Netflix password? Probably more than you should. How many of you, give me a yes or no if you share your Netflix password with your cousin, your mama, your sister, your baby mama, your people you don't even know. How many? Yeah, I do too. I do too. In fact, I can even think about times where I share my Netflix password with people, and then they shared it with other people. And then I would look on my account and see people setting up profiles on my account, and I don't even know the people who set up the profile on my account. I'm like, how the hell you gonna set up a profile on my Netflix account and you don't even know me? You got my password from the person I shared my password with. That ain't right. That ain't right. Well, Netflix is in some water. You know, there's some deep doo doo right now. Basically, their stock price has been getting hammered pretty bad, and the reason it's been hammered pretty bad is because they're not making a lot of money relative to what the experts on Wall Street expect them to make. This does not mean Netflix is going broke. This does not mean Netflix is going to die. This does not mean Netflix has become the new blockbuster. What it does mean, though, is that because they're not performing at the level that they are expected, people are basically starting to crack down. They're starting to crack down. So in a way, it's kind of like, you ever have those times where you feel like your money's good, so you're kind of generous and you loaning money out and helping people out and all that. And then when your money gets a little tight, you start calling back in those favors. You know, those people that owe you, like, wait a minute, you owe me $50, you owe me $20, you owe me $100, and no, I'm not doing that for you for free no more. I need you to support my business. Well, that's kind of what Netflix is doing. Netflix is kind of in that stage where they're saying, wait a minute, we got all this money out here floating around. We got all these favors that are owed from people who have been sharing their password for many, many years. We're going to pull that in. Now, let me explain some of the dynamics of all of this. And actually, as I move into this, do me a favor. Could you please hit the thumbs up button? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe. We're here to build intelligent Black media. We believe that Black people need media that encourages us to think. So if you agree with that philosophy, then please hit the thumbs up, share, subscribe button if you haven't done it. And my website is boycewatkins.com. If you want to take a look, I'm going to be in Georgia this upcoming weekend. And also, my wife is speaking in Detroit. And we also have an event in Chicago coming up. So if you go to boycewatkins.com or click the link in the bio, you can find out about all the events we have coming up. All right. So here's the deal. So Netflix is they're still a behemoth. Streaming wise, numbers wise, Netflix is just murdering the game. Netflix is they dominate all the other streaming services. So don't let anybody convince you that Netflix is just some tiny little weakling that's getting its butt kicked. Actually, Netflix has almost twice as many subscribers. I'm actually Googling this right now. Netflix has almost twice as many subscribers as Disney. I think Disney is at about 129 million. Netflix is at 221 million. Also, Netflix is making more money than Jesus right now. They literally, let me see here. Their revenue last year, they have the 2020 revenue listed here, was $25 billion, 25 billion with a B. Their market cap is still $100 billion. So Netflix ain't going nowhere. Netflix is not, it's not a company that's going to die. However, Netflix's stock has absolutely been a calamity for the last few months. The stock, I'm looking at the stock right here. Basically, the last 6 months, Netflix stocks has dropped from a high of about 677 to where it is now, which is about 215. At 215, in my view, Netflix is a good deal. I've told you guys that I think Netflix stock is a buy at this point. I think that the reaction to Netflix has been a little bit exaggerated. I think that the lack of confidence that the public is showing in Netflix management is not warranted. So that's my 2 cents. And by the way, if you stayed at the end of the video, I have another stock I'm going to recommend for you guys. I'll throw out there for you. It's not investment advice, but it is a stock I'm going to invest in. So just stay to the end. I'll give you that at the end. So here's the deal. Right now, Netflix has 100 million accounts that are sharing passwords. And a lot of you in here that raised your hand, most of you are sharing your password. Where they're drawing the line, I think, from what I've been reading, is they're drawing the line between sharing passwords within your household versus sharing the password outside of your household. So I think that their new policy is going to be one where they're going to aim for having one password per household. And so what they've come up with is actually a plan that doesn't sound too terrible, to be honest with you. They're basically saying, look, if you're trying to share your stuff with your cousin and your best friend and your baby mama and all these people that are outside your household, just break us off a little something. Pay us a little extra bonus, like a little add-on fee, maybe $2, $3 a month. And they test this out in Chile and some other countries. And they're basically saying, look, just pay us a little bit and we'll let you do that. You can go share the password and all that. Now, I'm not sure if that extra fee is per account, though. It might be actually be per account. So they may actually charge you for that. Now, I'd be curious to know if Netflix reached out and said, look, we need you to pay an extra $2 because your baby daddy has a password and he doesn't live in your house. I think fathers should live in the house with their kids, by the way, but that's just neither here nor there. So what would you do? Would you pay the extra $2 if they did that, or would you say F you? How many of you would leave? I heard a lot of people saying they would leave Netflix if they did this, or if they even challenged them on sharing the password. That's really interesting because not a lot of the other companies are doing it. A lot of the other companies, Disney and Hulu and Paramount and all them, they're sitting back watching this experiment. They're watching. They're saying, okay, if Netflix does this, what's going to happen? So pay attention now. You are the research. Like my brother Rizza Islam said about the jab. He said they ain't did the research yet because you are the research. Well, in this case, you are the research, because if they put this out and a lot of you keep your Netflix account, or it doesn't lead to a drop in subscribers that is strong enough to undermine their overall revenue generation, then guess what? You're going to start seeing that from Disney. You're going to start seeing that from Hulu. You're going to start seeing that from Paramount. You're going to start seeing that from Amazon. All of them are going to follow suit. They all kind of copycat each other, right? Netflix is the one who led them into this game in the first place. If you remember, if you go back a few years ago, Netflix was able to start pulling in big blockbuster movies from major actors and outbid Hollywood, because Netflix had a different sort of revenue model that allowed them to bid $80 million for a movie that Warner Brothers could only pay $20 million for. So Warner Brothers looked over and said, wait a minute, you're doing awfully good over there. How are you getting all this bread? And they realized Netflix has a recurring revenue model where they were pulling in $1 billion a month, $2 billion a month, just because. Right? They didn't have to release a movie to make a couple billion. They just did it because they had subscribers and members. So this is going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. And you are right, it's Wiz. Disney does own Hulu. So you're right. Some of them own others. I got to keep up with who owns who. But ultimately, this is going to be interesting. And then one of the other things I noticed about the Netflix subscriber crackdown is they're going to go after the people that are really abusing it the most. From what I understand, the people they're going to start with are the people that are just out of control with it, going berserk with it. So I think that if you're just doing a little bit of password sharing, they may not mess with you, or at the very least, you're not a high priority on their list. But for the people that are just sharing it like crazy, they're going to come after them and start pulling in some of that revenue. I also suspect, this is the reason why I'm buying some Netflix stock, is I also suspect that they're going to start dipping in and saying, okay, we've got 221 million subscribers. What else would they subscribe to? Would they subscribe to video games? Can we sell them products? Can we start to do a Jeff Bezos and basically realize we got all these people? Maybe we can offer them something else that they'll pay for. I think the third thing they're going to do is they're going to start having a tier where they offer ads. So when they start doing the ads, everybody won't have to watch the ads. It'll only be for the people that are paying a very low amount of money. So I could see all the services, and I think either Paramount or one of them does HBO. I get them mixed up, but one of them does it already, where they basically say, look, if you just want to do a lower price per month, just let us pop some ads in there so we can get our bread, and you can still watch your shows. And some of you actually do this. Some of you watch these services with ads on them. So I don't think that's a terrible thing. Tubi has, I'm sure, a bunch of ads because Tubi don't charge nobody nothing. And Tubi makes their money. So anyway, guys, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe. I'm going to give you guys the stock that I like for this week. If you do me this quick favor, just hit the subscribe button, share real quick. Also, feel free to go to boycewatkins.com. You can find out about our event schedule this year. I'm super excited. We're going to go to my wife's in Detroit next weekend. I am in Georgia by King Randall. Also, we're going to do an event in Chicago May 15th. My wife and I both are going to be there. We're going to have an event in Atlanta in June. We're also going to have the All Black National Convention in Charlotte, which is in October. And then there's some other cities. I know Brooklyn was mentioned. Los Angeles was mentioned. London is going to be on the menu at some point. And there's a couple other places. I can't remember everything, but we're going to get out there and do some stuff. So if you want to know more about what we got going on, or if you want to get access to my free ebook, stuff like that, just go to boycewatkins.com. Or if you're on Instagram, hit the link in the bio. We have plenty of free resources because we want to see you succeed. We want to see you grow. All right. So the stock that I like right now is Carvana. And I won't go into exactly why I think Carvana is a good investment. I'll just say that it is based on my research. So Carvana is the stock that I like right now, the stock I'm going to buy tomorrow. So I'm not telling you to do what I do. This is not investment advice. This is just me telling you what I'm about red fin to do. Like my cousin them used to say when we were little. I'm about red fin to go buy me some Carvana. So anyway, so that's what it is. And also, don't forget, if you want a free e-copy of my book, How to Invest with $5 a Day, visit blackmoneyminute.com. So feel free to go to blackmoneyminute.com, and my book is right there, and you can get started on your investing journey. Okay, guys. All right, well, that's it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. I didn't want to take much of your time. Make sure you subscribe and stuff like that. I'll keep you updated. I'm reading lots of stuff every single day. This is a big week. This is a very big week because a lot of companies are announcing their earnings this week. You got companies, what is it, Apple, Amazon, Coca-Cola, GM, etc., coming in and announcing their earnings. The one good thing about earnings season so far is that 79% of the companies that have been reporting their earnings have actually been reporting a number that exceeds the expectation. That means money's being made. The economy is very strong, but you do have a risk. The big risk factor is that the Fed is increasing interest rates, which is going to slow that economy down. And the reason they have to do it is because inflation is so high. They have to raise interest rates to drop inflation. When they raise interest rates, inflation tends to go down. The problem is that the economy tends to slow down too. So right now you got a really strong revenue economy, a really great earnings season coming up. Apple's about to set some freaking record. They always do. They always come out with something that's insane in terms of how much money they make. So these companies are doing really well, but don't expect that to last forever. It's going to be really interesting to see how this evolves over time, because right now you do have a little bit of an economic emergency, and I just want you to be ready for that. Be ready for anything when it comes to investing. Some of you got your butts kicked last week in the stock market. I'm sorry to hear that, but I can tell you, be ready, brace yourself, because those good days, those happy days that you had in 2020, a lot of that's going to disappear. I know maybe it wasn't happy for everybody. I get that. But in the stock market, a lot of y'all were just jumping in the streets because there's so much money being made. Well, that's because that was artificial growth created by bad Fed policy. Now chickens are coming home to roost. There are debts that need to be repaid. The Fed is going to have to make some ugly adjustments. And it's about Redfin to get messy. Okay, so that's my term for today, about Redfin. I don't know if you ever heard a term like that, but that's how we used to talk back in Kentucky. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Blackmoneyminute.com, so you can get a free e-copy of my book, How to Build Wealth by Investing $5 a Day. It's part of our $100,000 challenge. I want you to have $100,000 in liquid assets available for your children by the time they turn 25 years old. That gets them out of the pain of poverty, out of the pain of racism, out of the pain of discrimination, out of the pain of going to work every day for somebody else, out of the pain of economic struggle. I need you to remove that by following these specific instructions. It's very easy to do. The book is free. It's at blackmoneyminute.com. So anyway, take care, guys. God bless you. Thank you for listening, and keep enjoying your Netflix. Don't be in there sharing the password too much, because they're gonna come get you. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Take care now. Peace.